Welcome back to the Sports Pulse podcast. My name is Akeem Taylor alongside,
Tony Green.
and we're going to recap the NFL weekend, week six. Well, not week six, week seven, and then NBA tip off tonight. We're going to pregame that. First story is the Chiefs dominate the Raiders. Patrick Mahomes is fantastic. Threw for 286, three touchdowns. Isaiah Pacheco, 57 yards, a touchdown. Rashid Rice, 42 yards, two touchdowns. And Travis Kelce had a couple catches for 50 yards. And the defense was phenomenal against the Raiders. Obviously, the Raiders are one of the poorest teams in the NFL with Geno Smith under helm. But Chiefs are back on top. It was one of the top teams in the league after they've been struggling the past couple weeks.
Yeah, like you said, the Chiefs are back on top. It sucks to see them back to prominence again, but there's not too much competition in the AFC right now. So yeah, the team that's been dominating for the last decade almost at this point is going to continue to dominate.
And then the Eagles stopped their losing streak against the Vikings. Jalen Hurts actually, threw the ball once in a while. I mean, you have Devontae Smith and A.J. Brown. I mean, Devontae Smith was absolutely phenomenal. 9 catches, 183 yards, a touchdown. And A.J. Brown had 121 yards, 2 touchdowns, only in 4 catches, which is insane. Carson Wentz kind of struggled for the Vikings, 300 yards, 0 touchdowns, 2 picks. Defense shut him down. How do you assess Philly's performance against the Vikings?
I definitely felt a little bit of Eagles hate coming from you. As a Giants fan, it's natural though. But yeah, I think Jalen Hurts had a really good game. He showed that he can command the game, and it was something that I like to see. Because to be honest with you, watching AJ Brown go and make those touchdown catches, it was clear that the communication between Jalen Hurts and AJ Brown was actually flowing pretty well. Because AJ Brown was signaled to go deep on one route that wasn't the original route. So it just some type of like cohesiveness between the two that we haven't seen at all this year, really.
Based on that performance, do you think they can continue this win streak?
I'd have to actually look at their schedule.
Yeah,
I'd have to take a deeper dive into their schedule.
The next game is against, obviously, us, the Giants, which, I mean, you guys lost to us last time. You guys had a boatload of confidence being us the first time. Will it happen the second time around?
We'll get to that Giants game in a little bit. But to be honest, I don't know if they could beat the Eagles, if they could beat the Giants right now, to be honest with you. Because the Giants, they did give that game up, but they still showed up.
They're fantastic in that first half against the Broncos. We'll break that down later.
Yeah.
But looking at their schedule, they have the Packers, they have the Lions. They do have a tough schedule. Cowboys, Bears, Chargers, Raiders, Commanders, Bills. Yeah, Commanders again. I mean, yeah, there's a tough back in that schedule.
Yeah, I don't know how they fare for the rest of the season.
And then also in NFC East, the Cowboys absolutely crushed the Commanders 44-22. Dak Prescott once again was phenomenal. 264, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. CeeDee Lamb was fantastic. 5 catches, 110, 74-yard bomb for a touchdown. Jake Ferguson was decent, 7 catches, 29 yards, 2 touchdowns. And Javonte Williams, once again, I mean, back-to-back weeks had 100-yard games, 116 on the day with 19 carries and a touchdown. Jaden Daniels struggled in his first game back, 156 yards, touchdown, 88 carries, 35 yards, touchdown. How would you assess the Commanders after their loss? Because there's back-to-back losses now.
For a team that went to the NFC Championship last year, this is very underwhelming.
Yeah.
I understand, Jaden Daniels is coming off of injury, but at the same token, it's like that team's infrastructure just isn't there. Their foundation just isn't there, and to be blown out by the Cowboys, who are known to let up points this season, and to only score 22 and they drop 44, is kind of eye-opening.
Yeah. I mean, like you said, an NFC team that reached all the way to almost reached the Super Bowl in their first year with their rookie quarterback. Now they're kind of having a sophomore slump, which is expected. You saw that with C.J. Stroud with the Texans, who another team we will break down later, who had a Monday Night Football game, looked kind of underwhelming in the first half. But I think let's address the main point of a team that looked fantastic in the first half for 3 quarters against the Broncos, the Giants. There were 19 points in the entering the fourth quarter. And then the defense, I don't know, they just turned off their brains. I don't know what happened defensively. Gave up 33 points in the final 15 minutes, which is the most ever by a team shutout in the first 3 quarters. Jackson Dart was phenomenal outside of that one pick, which the Broncos did score and convert points on that turnover. Bo Nix was good. In the first half, he kind of struggled, but second half, like I said, 33 points. And then the kicker, I mean, how do you miss 2 extra points? Obviously, there's a memes of it. Oh, you see our kicker, NFL kicker, that's only your job. But 2 extra points were costly, man. And I'll ask you, what's probably a bright point you'd point out at Jackson Dart's performance yesterday?
I think he did show grit. I think he really did go out there and throw his all into the game. It wasn't the most complete game. It wasn't the most accurate game, but you could see that he really went out there and tried. He did give his all. He did score a rushing touchdown where he obviously fought for it. So his passion, his grit is really there. And the same with Cam Scatterboo. Those guys, those two right there, they just really want it. They're willing to put their heart on the line every single time. And I think as Giants fans, if they're able to stay healthy, you guys have a really bright future. But like you said, with that kicker, abysmal.
Yeah, I don't know how he missed 2 extra points.
Extra points, not even field goals.
Yeah, if it was like a 50-yard field goal to win the game, like, okay, fine. That's, understandable. But, I mean, that performance by him and then defense, Shane Bowen needs to be fired. I hope by the end of the show or later today he's actually fired because the 33 points. Yes, DC for the Giants, Shane Bowen, he needs to be fired.
That's tricky for me, though, because it's like your calls work for 3 quarters, shutout for 3 quarters. And then in the fourth quarter, you let up 33 points. But at the end of the day, it is in Denver. That altitude is very different than we're accustomed to in New York. So those guys were clearly gassed. 33 points is abysmal. Yeah, don't get me wrong.
Yeah, I don't know.
But it's like, how can you fire a guy if it's my scheme worked for 3 quarters?
Yeah.
Clearly.
In the fourth quarter, 12 minutes. You couldn't, outlast 12 minutes being up pretty much 2 touchdowns and an extra point. No, I don't know. I don't know if it can excuse it at this point, especially with the season's going on so far.
Right.
Recap Monday Night Football. Yeah, Seahawks versus Texans. Jackson Smith-Njigba was absolutely fantastic. Continues breakout season with another strong performance. CJ Stroud struggled against the defense, sacked twice, forced a fumble. Seahawks improved to 5-2. And with his performance, and also on Thursday night, we had Jamar Chase was absolutely electric. 16 catches for, 168 or for 3 touchdowns? He was absolutely phenomenal. So with those two in mind, listen, rank some of our top 5 receivers in the league so far this season. You should go first. I'll rebuttal you.
After that game on Thursday, I have to go number 1, Jamar Chase. Mm-hmm. Number 2, I'm going to still put Puka Nacua. The way he started the season was electric. And him coming back off of this injury, I think he's going to get right back to where he just left off at. Number 3, I am going to go Njigba. Number 4, I'm going to have to – this is tough. This is tough because there's still Justin Jefferson. There's still Amon-Ra St. Brown. Mm-hmm. 4, 5, I don't know who to put. I'm not going to lie to you. But I'm going to go number 4, Amon-Ra St. Brown. I think he's contributing more to winning for his team. And Justin Jefferson – he could have had a better game on Sunday.
Yeah.
And he didn't. So I'm going to still put him at 5.
All right. Top 5 for me, I'm going to say 5. I'm going to say right now, Puka Nacua, even though he was fantastic start first 4 games, but now he's been injured past couple games, slowed down his numbers. I would say 5 Nacua. 4, I would say Emeka Egbuka, who's another fantastic start. Yeah. Now he's picked up an injury. Back-to-back games now, he's been limited. Number 3, personally, I'll probably put it might sound controversial, but I'll put Amon-Ra 3rd. He's been fantastic, even though last night he was absolutely electric. Bounce back performance for him. Right. And then 2nd, I mean, I feel like 1 and 2 has to be in most people's lists, Jamar Chase or Jackson Smith-Njigba. I'd probably say 2 for me, just based off this season alone. I would say Jackson Smith, and then 1, Jamar Chase. It's hard to, top-level guy that's been, Triple Crown winner last season. So I think Jamar Chase is 1 and Jackson Smith is number 2. Also, the other Monday night game was hold on, let me pull it up here. I didn't put it on the list here. Monday Night Football game.
Did we talk about the Lions?
No, we did not talk about the Lions. The Lions versus the Buccaneers.
Yeah.
Buccaneers, obviously, they lost Mike Evans in that game, and Emeka Egbuka, another star receiver, was out. Well, no, he wasn't out. He was limited throughout that game. Defense got absolutely shut down by the Lions defense. Lions had a bounce-back win at home. Jahmyr Gibbs was absolutely electric. I mean, like Christian McCaffrey level numbers. 17 carries, 136 total yards, 2 touchdowns. Jared Goff, 241 touchdown, but he did throw a pick. Amon-Ra was good, 6 receptions, 86 yards, touchdown. Lions kind of bounced back after having a struggle week last week. Do you think, based on that performance, them beating the Buccaneers, even though they were not injury prone, but had injuries come to this game and suffered injuries coming out of the game, do you think the Lions are number 1 team in the NFL right now?
Number 1 in the NFL.
Because you have the 49ers in there. You have Seahawks. Packers are a part of that list. Colts. I mean, Colts were phenomenal. Beat the Chargers. Eagles could put them up there. Chiefs. I mean, even though they're 4-3, they're still a really tough team to beat. Patriots are sneaky good. Rams sneaky good. Broncos got elite defense. It's a top 10 list there, but do you think they're number one?
I think number one is the Colts. They just find ways to win week in and week out. But the Lions have a better roster, in my opinion, especially offensively.
Yeah.
There's so many weapons out there. They can kill you in so many different ways. They got J-Mo. They got Amon-Ra St. Brown. They have Jahmyr Gibbs, David Montgomery. Only sort of weak point is the quarterback, but he's consistent.
Yeah.
He's very consistent. Yeah. So he's not really a weak point. He's just not going to give you all the sparkles and stuff like that. But to be honest with you, I think this team has the best roster in the league.
Yeah, I mean,
and especially if they get their players off of injury, I think they have a real chance of winning the Super Bowl this year. I'm rooting for them, frankly.
Yeah, I think they'll be top 3 candidates. I mean, Packers are sneaky good. I mean, They have Micah Parsons on defense. Their secondary is it's a bit shaky, but offensively, I mean, they have all the weapons as well. Now we're gonna switch over and talk about the NBA right after the break.
Untouchable, unstoppable.
This is WIUR Sports Radio.
Hi, I'm Robbie Basil, president of WIUR Radio, and I hope you're enjoying today's show. Have you ever wanted to call the biggest games, the biggest moments for the biggest names for Iona Athletics? Then the newly founded WIUR Sports Radio is the place to be. Launched in January of 2025, our goal is to try and get broadcasters here at Iona an opportunity to learn, succeed, and get a chance to be on air. From getting to call the big moments at the Hack.
Dinkins trying to go to the rack. Denied. Yafet Mundi.
To seeing the crack of the bat at City Park.
The line drive into left field, around third, and it kicks away. The Gales are going to win it in 10.
We make those moments happen on our brand new WIUR Sports Radio platform on Mixer. If you're interested, feel free to reach out to me via email or to the rest of my e-board to join the club. We are WIUR Sports Radio, the new home of Iona Athletics. Now, back to the show on WIUR, Iona University Radio.
All right, we're back. Basketball's back today. Kickoff. NBA tips off tonight in the doubleheader. Thunders and Rockets. Warriors versus Lakers. Let's preview the season and talk about the Knicks. Kevin Durant's added to the Rockets' top 5 defense. Do you think Houston could be a sleeper pick going into the season, especially tonight where they have a kind of favorable matchup? Thunder don't have Jalen Williams. He's been out with a broken hand. He's suffering that injury. Isaiah Joe, top shooter in the league. They don't have him tonight. So it's kind of a favorable matchup tonight against the Thunder. But what's your projections for the Thunder? Not Thunder. Actually, no, the Thunder and also the Rockets. But first off, the Rockets getting Kevin Durant.
I think that them losing Fred VanVleet this offseason is a huge crusher because he was going to be the vocal leader of that team.
Yeah.
Kevin Durant obviously hasn't been much of a vocal leader. He's been one of those players that just leads by example. And the Rockets need a point guard.
Mm-hmm.
You can try to put Thompson Twin in there, but I don't know if you could force that point guard role onto him.
I mean, he could be a really solid defensive. Obviously, his defense is his asset and his athleticism is phenomenal. But yeah, they do need a point guard. But still, I think the defense that they have, Jabari Smith, they have Alfred Sengun's fantastic. Kevin Durant adds the scoring. He can get 25 points a game, even though he's 37 years old, 30 points per game if you need to. I think they're going to be a really good team, fully healthy. They added Dorian Finney-Smith. Yeah, Fred VanVleet's out. Even though last year they were a top 3 seed in the West, 50+ wins with Kevin Durant. I think they're going to be a sneaky good team. But I think finals expectations should be listed for them as well as the Thunder. I
don't know. I feel like it's too many of the same player on that team. I feel like they're all 6'10+.
Yeah.
Athletes.
But I mean, they have the defensive versatility. Now you got the scoring with Fred VanVleet, who was carrying them offensively throughout the whole entire series last year. in semifinals, but they fall short because they don't have anyone outside of that.
Right.
You add Kevin Durant, you have an elite scorer now alongside Fred VanVleet. You have Jabari Smith, who's untapped potential, good defender, a bit inconsistent scoring wise, but now you have Kevin Durant to learn from. Alfred Sengun's like a mini Jokic, double machine, can pass. Like they have a really good team. They have some depth now as well. And obviously the Thunder, the defending champions, always picked as one of the top 2 favorites to win it all. But I think this year, especially the way SGA played in the playoffs and especially in the finals, he won the finals MVP. But if we're being honest, his efficiency was poor. His 3-point percentage was poor. He shot under 30% from 3-point percentage wise in the finals. And a lot of the ways he scores offensively, a lot of people hate it, but it's efficient. But is it sustainable? I don't think it is.
I think his game probably is the most sustainable out of what we see. I don't think there's really a way that you can negate him necessarily. He can score 30 so many different ways.
Yeah.
He could score 35 so many different ways. He can run off so many points so many different ways. So it's just like, yeah, he struggled a little bit in the playoffs, but that's to be expected. These are the best teams in the league that he's going against day after day after scoring 30-plus points for 3 straight seasons. Of course, they have a scouting plan out for him. And he still found a way to be consistent. He still found a way to be finals MVP. I'm going to give it to the Thunder tonight.
Yeah.
I'm going to give it to the Thunder tonight because I think they have an identity and everybody knows their roles. And I think they have a next man up mentality. And I think that no matter what it is, no matter who's out on the floor, I think everybody knows exactly where to fill in. Everybody knows exactly where to pick up. And I don't think not a step will be lost, even though they're missing Isaiah Joe, one of the best 3-point shooters, and Jalen Williams.
I feel like losing those two is just too big of a gap to close because the Rockets, they have a lot of forward depth, like I mentioned, Kevin Durant, Jabari Smith Jr., they have Amen Thompson, they have Alfred Sengun. I think just enough scoring from those guys because Thunder could be heavy relying on Shea tonight and Chet, so you probably could get 30 points from both of them. Where else is the points coming from that lineup? So I think that the Rockets might get a surprise winner at OKC. And now we have the Golden State Warriors versus the Lakers. Obviously, the Lakers won't have LeBron. He's been out with his injury. He's going to be out for first couple weeks of the season. But now we have the Warriors won't have, well, it's a potential game time decision for Jimmy Butler and Jonathan Kuminga, and DeAnthony Melton's out as well. So they have a lot of players that are out potentially. But Luka and LeBron for a full season now, even though LeBron's 40, 41, potentially his final year. It has to be finals or bust because it's LeBron James-led team with a superstar like Luka.
I don't think they're making it to the finals. I don't think they have enough pieces. I don't think they're young enough. So that finals or bust, I think we need to take that off the Lakers. There's just a little bit too much pressure for a team that quite frankly, doesn't have the roster for it.
You don't think so? I mean, looking at the roster just on a paper perspective, you added DeAndre Ayton, you have Dalton Connect, you have Maxi Kleber.
We can compare them to like the Thunder. They just
Marcus
won.
Smart. I mean,
who do they have for them?
I mean, obviously their star all-star 3, LeBron, Luka, Reeves. Then you have Connect, who's a good 3-point shooter off the bench. You have Rui Hachimura. You have DeAndre Ayton. You have Marcus Smart. You have Jared Vanderbilt. They have a good team. Remember, this team under first year coach JJ Redick won 51 games.
Yeah,
in a stacked West. And now you get Luka for a full year now, and you add some decent depth with Ayton. You have Rui Hachimura still there. You add Marcus Smart, good defender. You don't think they can slightly improve?
Not at all. I'm gonna just be frank. Like, to be honest with you, LeBron is 41 years old.
Yeah.
Like, for him to be your second best player you're not gonna win against the Nuggets. You're not gonna win against the Thunder. Like, they still don't have anybody for Jokic. They still don't have anybody for Shea. You could say Marcus Smart, but come on, he's barbecued.
He's getting that toward that age where he's kind of past the Celtics prime. Yeah. But who do you have tonight between Golden State and Lakers?
After all I just said, I'm gonna still give it to the Lakers because the Warriors are even older. Listen, they picked up. Yeah,
Al Horford,
ridiculous.
He's like 40, almost 40. He's getting up there, but I mean, he's I don't know. He's aged like fine wine, apparently. I don't know. And then let's talk about the Knicks' expectation this year. I mean, with the East depleted, you have the Pacers who lost Miles Turner, Tyrese Torres' Achilles in the finals. You have the Celtics, another torn Achilles in Jason Tatum. Jaylen Brown's kind of like a Robin. He's not really that Batman. They got rid of Porzingis. They got rid of Al Horford. Pretty much a new squad. The Magic look good, but they look poor in the playoffs. But they did add Desmond Bane, which is a good addition. So it's basically the East, if we're being brutally honest, it's just the Cavs and the Knicks really competing on who's going to reach the finals or get to the conference finals. Do you think that the Knicks' expectation this year is finals or bust straight up?
I think the expectation is that for sure. Do I think they're going to make it? Definitely not. I don't think they're going to beat the Pistons this year.
I think they could beat the Pistons too.
I'm not falling for it because, to be honest with you, this team doesn't quite do it for me. Like they had all the chips stacked up for them last year. I know Tyrese Halliburton had some insane games. He showed out in the finals as well. But at the end of the day, the Knicks team, I don't think there's a single person in the world that will say that the Pacers have a better roster on paper than the Knicks last year.
Well, yeah, I can agree to that. Yeah. But
so yeah, I don't see them making any finals. But because it's New York, they do have that type of hype around them.
I think they'll reach the finals, and I think they have a good chance of reaching finals and potentially beating whoever they reach in the finals, either the Thunder, Warriors, or potentially the Lakers or the Nuggets. I feel like this team that we have with Jalen Brunson, Cat, OG Anunoby, Mikal Bridges, Josh Hart, and now you add Gershon Yabusele. Now you add Jordan Clarkson. Now you have actually a credible coach who's been in the finals as a head coach and an assistant coach with Mike Brown. So I just feel like the adjustments they'll make in those, key games when you need to use their bench. And now they have bench players that they can rotate. And they can put Josh Hart on the bench at times. Now with Gershon Yabusele, I feel like it has to be the area because the Celtics don't have Jason Tatum. They beat them. They beat all the odds. They beat them first 2 games. And then obviously the Pacers, they don't have that dark magic anymore when there's Tyrese Halliburton there. So I feel like the East is clear. I'm not afraid of the Magic. I'm not afraid of the Heat. I mean, Heat looked decent, but they're not that scary. The Hawks, Trae Young, okay, fine. He could be the garden killer, but when it comes to the playoffs, he's a no-show. And that team that he has isn't efficient enough to get to the playoffs. So I think Knicks finals bust. So I think that's a wrap for today. I think it's a wrap for the show. You want to add your final thoughts and output onto, I guess, in the airwaves, I guess. Or I will also promote yourself as well. Follow Akeem Taylor _ on TikTok and on Instagram.
Follow Tony Green TV on Instagram and TikTok. But my final thoughts is just like you said, like it just made me laugh a little bit. I had to chuckle because you said that the Knicks made some key
they will
key additions this year.
Jordan Clarkson,
and then you said Gershon Yabusele.
Yeah, he's good. He was good for the Celtics. He was good for the Sixers, and he was fantastic for France. He's a good player. He's underrated. He really is. And
he's underrated for a reason.
Okay, he's not like a superstar, but he's a solid addition to the bench. And obviously, Jordan Clarkson's the bucket.
Respect.
Yeah. So that's a wrap, and thank you guys for listening.
This is WIUR Radio.
Hi, I'm Morgan Beastie from the Ionian, and I hope you're enjoying today's show. Are you looking for the latest scoop on campus news, sports, and more? Check out the